All right, as normal, as per normal, our last video is practice problems. So I'm going to give you three problems, and I want you to do them any way that you want. Okay, when it comes down to it, when it comes down to the video, once you are done and you start your correcting work, I'm only going to do the solution in digit by digit. But you can do it in any way. Just make sure your numbers, your answer is the same as my answer. Okay. Our first problem is 3,000. Oops, I need to 3,651 divided by 74. Our next problem is 3,231 divided by 42. And our final problem is 1,892 divided by 23. Okay, so pause the video, write down these problems, work these problems in whichever way that you want to, and when you are done, restart the video and check and see how your math is. Okay, good luck. Hopefully you've taken some time, 5th graders, to do the problems. If not, again, you are failing to do what you are supposed to do. You are not being a responsible student. This is what you need to do. If I tell you to pause the video, work the problems, then you need to pause the video and work the problems. Okay? Alright, our first problem is 74 into 3,651. First thing we need to ask, how many 74s in 3? 0. How many 74s in 6? In 36? 0. And the next we look at how many 74s in 365. Well, I know that this is close to 75, okay? And I know 75 is 150, and then it's 300, and then it's... So we got it. If I round this to 80, okay, and I tend to round up when I do this, I'm going to get 8, 16, 24, 32. 40 is too big, so I'm going to go with 4. Okay, now let's multiply that. 4 times 4 is 16. Carry the 1. 4 times 7 is 28, plus 1 is 29. Now, boys and girls, when we subtract, we want a number that is going to be smaller than this. If the number is greater than this, than the divisor, then we have to add another one to here. Alright, so let's subtract and see how we did. 5 less 6 we can't do. Go to our neighbor. 6 becomes 5. 15 less 6 is 9. 5 less 9 I can't do. Go to our neighbor. 3 becomes 2. 5 becomes 15. 15 less 9 is 6. And then we're going to add a 1. Okay. Now, when I look at 74 and 69, what I'm thinking is that they're going to be... Oh, I need to draw my arrow that I bring that down. Okay, I'm thinking that it's going to be pretty close, because if I multiply it by 10, it's going to be 740, which will be too big. So I'm going to go with 9. Okay, and 9 times 4 is 36. Carry the 3. 9 times 7 is 63, 64, 65, 66, 66. And subtract. 1 less 6 I can't do. Go to my neighbor, borrow some sugar. 9 becomes 8. 1 becomes 11. 11 less 6 is 5. 8 less 6 is 2. 6 less 6 is 0. No more numbers to bring down, so this becomes our remainder, 25. Alright? Okay, let's look at problem number 2. 42 into 32, 31. Okay, what I'm going to think of this is, I'm going to think of this as 40 for my own, just to help me with math. 0, 42 is in 3, 0, 42 is in 32, but now when I look at 32.3, 32.3, and I go by 4s, I'm going to go 4, 40, 80, 120, 160, 160, 20, 24, 28, 32. So that's 8. So let's go with 8, and let's subtract. 8 times 2 is 16. Carry the 1. 8 times 4 is 32, plus 1 is 33. Ooh, that's too big, boys and girls. So what do I have to do? I erase it, and I know that 8 was too big, so it's going to have to be 7. Okay, write 7 up there. 7 times 2 is 14. 7 times 4 is 28. Add 1, 29. Now we're going to subtract. Get rid of that. 4 can't do. 2 becomes 1. 3 becomes 13. 13 less 4 is 9. 1 less 9 can't do. Go to my neighbor. 3 becomes 2. 1 becomes 11. 11 less 9 is 2. And I'm going to bring down my next number, which is 1. Now how many 42s in 291? Now we know that if I look at 4 and I look at the first 2 digits here, it's probably going to be pretty close to 7. But 7 was 294. This is 291, so it can't be 7. It's got to be 6. Let's multiply that out. 6 times 2 is 12. Carry the 1. 6 times 4 is 24, plus 1, 25. Subtract that out. 1 less 2 can't do. Go to the neighbor. 9 becomes 8. 1 becomes 11. 11 less 2 is 9. 8 less 5 is 3. Okay. Now we have to look. Is our leftover less than that? If it is, it becomes our remainder of 39. Okay. Our final problem, 1,892 divided by 23. And I'm going to look at this as kind of, I'm going to round this to 25 because 25 is easy for my brain. Okay. So when I look at 25, it's going to be 25, it's going to be 8. So I'm going to put 8. No, it's going to be 7. 7 is what it's going to be. Okay, 7 multiply 21. Carry the 2, 14, 15, 16. 16, now I'm going to subtract. That's 8, 20. 28, boys and girls. Now look, this number is greater than this number, which means I can take one more out, so it can't be 7. It has to be 8. Okay? So I purposely did that so you can see kind of how we do that. So it's going to be 8. 8 times 3 is 24. Carry the 2. 8 times 2 is 16. Plus 2, 18. Now we're going to subtract. 9 less 4 is 5. 0, 0. Bring down the 2. 52. Okay. How many 23s in 52? Well, that's going to be 2. That's going to be 6. And that's going to be 4. Subtract. 12, 4, 6, 0. 6 is less than 29. No more numbers here to bring down. So this becomes our remainder of 6. Alright, boys and girls. Sorry this video is long. Oftentimes when we're working with longer problems and this process, the videos are going to be a little bit longer. So check and make sure you got the right answers. So we had 49, remainder 25. We had 76, remainder 39, and then 82, remainder 6. Doesn't matter the process you use as long as you get the correct answer. Alright, so going back to our original question today, and when you come and get your homework, how is dividing by 2-digit divisors similar to dividing by a single-digit divisor? Alright, and we'll talk to you in a bit.